Hello everyone, this is the fourth episode from the series Stop Making Blunders, and today we are going to talk about tactical motifs. But before I tell you what tactical motifs are and how can you recognize them and why is that important, let me just remind you that you can visit the website stopmakingblunders.madbobula.com and you can get a free workbook with exercises that will help you to avoid making blunders in your chess games. Okay, let's go into our topic. Let's maybe start with the definition. What tactical motifs are, or maybe even better, what tactical motifs are not. Because you need to know that tactics and tactical motifs, those are two different things. Tactics like double attack or pin or skewer. For example, in the previous video, you could learn about 7 basic tactics in chess. And this is one thing. Tactics is if you are doing something directly, like you take a material. And tactical motifs, those are some kind of symptoms that tactics is coming. A lot of people is confusing that. And it's very important to understand the difference between that. Tactical motifs are symptoms that something is coming. Just like, in a real life. For example, if you're coughing, there is a chance that you have got a flu, for example. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have got a flu, but this is some kind of a symptom that you have got a flu. Or for example, you look into the sky and you see a lot of dark clouds. That means that there is a big chance that there will be a rain, right? Or for example, you see that birds are flying low. That also usually means that the rain is coming. Not 100%, but if you see such a symptoms, you know that probably rain is gonna happen. Same thing is with tactical motifs. That once you start recognizing symptoms that tactics is coming, it will be much easier for you to recognize it in your chess games and to do it in your games. Let me demonstrate you the difference between tactics and tactical motif on the practical examples. Let's take a look at the position. You see, position is more or less equal, but this is not the most important thing here. I just want you to focus on tactics and tactical motifs. Let's imagine that in this position, black decided to play rook to e8. And now you can see that if you observe that rook and rook at the a8 square, there is some kind of a pattern that you can recognize that if somehow knight can go to the c7 square, white's knight, it's gonna be a fork. Because you can see that now we have got tactical motif, fork pattern is here, right? So there is a potential fork. That doesn't mean that white will make that fork or that white will win an exchange or something. That just means that potentially in the future something like this might happen, and this is a tactical motif. But if you see this position after a couple moves, let's say knight somehow goes into the c7 and this is a fork, this is the tactics. Without the tactical motif, tactics wouldn't have a chance. If, for example, in this position, black doesn't play rook e8, but black plays rook d8, there is no tactical motif of a fork, so fork's not gonna happen. But after rook e8, tactical motif appears, and this is the reason why it was possible to do that fork in the future. Let's take a look at the second example. You see, this is the position. By the way, this is the position that appears in the Scotch gambit. And let's imagine that black in this position plays queen e7. And that move, of course, knight at f6 was hanging. So the idea is to pin that pawn. Yes. And looks like a decent move, although this is not the best move in the position, of course, but this is like a pretty decent move. But what you can recognize that now after this move, queen and the king, they are lined up. You can see that if you can imagine that somehow rook appears on the e file and of course pawn at the e5 is gone, there's gonna be a pin, right? So this is a tactical motif. No tactics at the moment, but let's imagine after a couple moves, we have got such a position, and you can see that the fact that queen and the king, they were lined up, now it leads into the one of the basic tactics that is called the pin. So this is the difference between tactics and tactical motifs. If you follow symptoms, if you follow tactical motifs, and you learn how to recognize them, then you really increase your chance to realize that there is a tactics, you can do that, or opponent is trying to do tactics to you. There is no tactics without tactical motif. Next thing that you need to know about tactical motifs is that tactical motifs are around us. So I mean that in every position, or almost every position, there are some tactical motifs. And probably most of them you cannot change into the tactics, but to do a tactics, there has to be a tactical motif. And now let me demonstrate you two examples from my recent online games. This is like the position I was playing black here, and this is the position after, I think, around 20 moves. And let's just analyze what tactical motifs are on the board. If you see that, I mean, first tactical motif that I see is that you can see that queen and the rook, they are pointing towards h2, and there is like a potential checkmate. So if that knight is gone, queen h2, and there is a checkmate. So of course, first idea is that maybe black can play g5. But I think after knight h3, white can survive. But that thing, even if it doesn't work right now, maybe it may work in the future. So you should just keep that in mind. Okay, what is the next tactical motif? Next tactical motif, I don't see how I can use it, but next tactical motif is that there is a fork pattern here, king and the rook. Same thing here. It's like there is another fork pattern, queen and the rook. Okay, is there something else? Okay, I also see that there is a tactical motif that that pawn is overloaded. So that pawn is protecting pawn at the d4, but at the same time it's protecting knight here. So you can see that definitely one of the candidate moves that I should consider is knight takes d4. And in case pawn captures, queen captures f4. And this is definitely the move that black should analyze, right? So tactical motifs can help you find some really good moves. But of course, also don't forget that there are also some tactical motifs that opponent potentially can do to me. I see there is another fork pattern. You can see that those fork patterns, they happen quite often. And is there anything else? Okay, and I see that there is, of course, unprotected pawn. You just need to know that unprotected piece is the most common tactical motif. If there is an unprotected piece, there is a big chance that the tactics will happen. This is the most popular one. Okay, so this is, so you can see that in every position there are a plenty of tactical motifs. Let me show you now in another position, and this is the position I was actually playing white here, but let's take a look at this position. What tactical motifs are on the board? I mean, for sure, you can see knight at e4 is not protected. Is there anything else? Okay, so unprotected knight at e4 for sure. Okay, I don't see anything else. But let's take a look, because how can you change tactical motif into a tactics? Because this is a really good example. Unprotected knight. At the moment, of course, black cannot do anything. But black was really tricky here. Actually, with black, it was my dad that was playing, so he had got a very smart idea here, and he decided to play h6. And take a look. Of course, my bishop is under attack. I have to do something with my bishop. And in case white plays bishop h4, you can see that there are two unprotected pieces, and you can see that pieces are also at the same rank. And in case white plays bishop h4, rook f4 is possible. And now we transformed tactical motif into the tactics. And this is a nice example how black can do that, how you can change tactical motif into a real tactics. Hope you understand better what tactical motifs are, and you have got some theoretical background how to use them. But if you want to do some exercises, I have got some exercises for you. Just need to visit the link that is below the video, get the free workbook, and you will also find couple exercises how to recognize tactical motifs on the board. And of course, try to do that in your games. If you enjoyed the video, please click thumb up. It will really help me. You just need to know that this is only one video from the whole series, how to stop making blunders. So I really recommend you to watch other videos and subscribe my channel if you want to see more things like that. Thank you very much for watching and hope to see you next time.